What's up, fellas? So, posting for a while, for the first time in a while, I'm on my fitness channel. Happy to be back. Alright. So, my man SPK-Fitness is getting ready to take his NASM certification. He finna become a personal trainer. And so, I just watched one of his last videos. I think he made this video yesterday or the day before yesterday. And I seen he was struggling with these questions, so maybe a lot of you guys don't understand this stuff, some of this stuff too, so I wanted to break it down in simpler terms, because a lot of times when y'all guys be reading this shit, they have the shit so complex that nobody really understand what the fuck they talking about, unless you been a personal trainer for like 20 years or some shit, or got a PhD in kinesiology or something like that. So I want to help you guys out, just in case y'all don't understand this stuff. So one of the things he said on his video was he didn't understand the difference between autogenic inhibition and reciprocal inhibition. Alright, so first doing the autogenic inhibition, guys. Basically autogenic inhibition is stretching. Alright, so anytime you guys stretch a muscle, that's autogenic inhibition, and that simply means that when you put tension on a muscle, it relaxes. That's all stretching is, guys. Whenever you guys are stretching a muscle, when the muscle spindles and GTO, Golgi tendon organ, senses too much tension, all right, it sends a signal to your brain to release the muscle, all right, to stop contracting it, to let it release. So if I was to do a hip flexor stretch and I was stretching your hip back to stretch your hip flexor back, what'll happen is your muscle spindles would contract to prevent me from just taking it back fast. Your body just naturally contracts. If I put tension on a muscle in your body, if I was trying to stretch your lats out or whatever the case may be, your lat gonna be like, whoa, motherfucker, what you doing? All right, it's your muscle spindles gonna naturally contract. And what'll happen is, guys, once you put too much tension on that muscle, it'll just go and relax. All right, guys. So that's the thing with that. But it has to be done right. If you go too much or too soon, it'll just contract harder. So if you guys are trying to stretch, sometimes you'll see some people, the muscle won't release. It's because you're doing too much tension. All right, it's small amounts of tension. All right, if you go too much, it'll only keep trying to contract harder. All right, so it's an art behind it. You gotta smooth contraction. All right, if you try to do too much, it's just gonna contract and try to fight you back harder. All right. So smooth contraction, smooth stretch. But autogenic inhibition is, guys, is basically stretching a muscle. That's basically it in a nutshell. All right. When you stretch a muscle, guys, you're not literally stretching the muscle. All you're doing is getting the muscle to relax. If you put too much tension on the muscle will relax and release. And that way you can stretch the muscle back to the normal length. All right. The muscle fibers back to the normal length. All right. And the next one he said reciprocal inhibition. All right, reciprocal inhibition is this, guys. Anytime you contract an agonist muscle, the antagonist releases. All right. Now I can flex my tricep and contract my bicep, but I can't contract both at the same time. You can flex, like if I hold my arm out like this right here, I'm contracting my tricep and I'm flexing my bicep, but it's not contracted. All right, so for all you guys, wait a minute, I still feel tension in my bicep. Yeah, that's because I'm flexing it, but it's not contracted. You can't contract an agonist and an antagonist at the same time. You can contract one and flex the other. All right, that's what bodybuilders do on stage. Bodybuilders, when you see bodybuilders, the main thing with posing is, guys, they got to learn how to flex all their muscles at one time, pretty much their whole body at one time. They can't be like, oh, wait a minute, this a chest shot, so I can just release my back. No, it don't work that way. They gotta learn how to flex everything. All right, so they might contract their chest, but they still gotta know how to flex their back. All right, because the judges are looking at everything. All right, and when you see bodybuilders hit a side pose, they can't be like, oh, well, let me make sure I flex my hamstring, contract my hamstring. Yeah, they might contract their hamstring, but they still got to flex their quads. All right, so that's the thing with that, guys, is you can contract one and flex the other, but you can't contract both at the same time. That's reciprocal inhibition. That means that when my brain say bicep contract, that means my brain say tricep relax. All right. That's the thing with that, guys. If my body say hip flexor contract, that means my mind saying glute relax. All right, guys. So that's the thing with that. And the Golgi tendon organ, guys, and the muscle spindles, they like thermostats for your body, as in sensing tension. All right, your body your body got mechanoreceptors in it that send signals to your brain to let your brain know, okay, release, relax, contract, all this and that type of shit. All right, that's my body right now. All this action is going by mechanoreceptors. All right, guys, that's how my body is doing all that, mechanoreceptors. That's why if you get a spinal injury or something like that and your brain can't get the signal, that's why you can't move shit. All right, because your brain can't tell it. My body's sending mechanoreceptors right now all to my body to do all this shit. And when I'm doing this, whenever I'm contracting the agonist, the antagonist, without me thinking about it, all right, without me even thinking about it, it's telling the other side to release. All right, guys. So right now, if I'm doing this right here, my forearm flexors are contracting and my forearm extensors are releasing. All right, guys. So that's how that works, guys. All right, guys. Like the video. Make sure y'all comment down below if y'all want to see more videos on what y'all want to see. Holla back.